This much is clear that there have been multiple waves of Islamization of the converted Hindu Muslim population from the Hindu population. Converted Muslim who was previously a Hindu continues to hold on to his cultural roots and religious roots in one way or the other because he's not able to let go of the religion of his ancestors. Because we don't understand Wahhabism the way it is supposed to be. We see it as some kind of an extreme tangent of Islam, which is not the case. It has a significant following in this country. It has perhaps a greater following in this country, at least since the 19th century, than in Arabia. We don't wish to talk about it. That's a different issue.
You said it's in the 20th century, right?
Right.
That this Ganga Jamuni Tehzeeb.
Correct.
And there's no reference earlier. Maybe not the term.
Right.
But tell me the sentiment didn't agree. Suppose it didn't exist. Suppose we were to just look back at, say, Akbar and Deen-e-Ilahi.
Right.
You've written about that in your book. You've gone into great depths about that.
Right.
But I'm just asking you because most people who've grown up think that, okay, there was this syncretic culture which was there, especially in the Ganga area.
Right. The problem is whenever we choose to examine or unpack these issues, I think somewhere the examination for causality goes for a toss. So let me do a typical analysis here in terms of what is the cause and what is the effect. This much is clear that there have been multiple waves of Islamization of the converted Hindu Muslim population from the Hindu population. So until that particular process of Islamization is complete, the converted Muslim who was previously a Hindu continues to hold on to his cultural roots and religious roots in one way or the other because he's not able to let go of the religion of his ancestors. Now, this is sought to be presented as the accommodative facet or aspect of Islam, which is not the case because you have to go a few years forward and then you realize the next wave of Islamization removes even those vestiges. And that is what we see as Wahhabization. I'm sorry, it's not Wahhabization. It's the complete Islamization of the convert. Because we don't understand Wahhabism the way it is supposed to be. We see it as some kind of an extreme tangent of Islam, which is not the case. It has a significant following in this country. It has perhaps a greater following in this country, at least since the 19th century, than in Arabia. We don't wish to talk about it. That's a different issue. Okay, so that's one. Two, Dr. Ambedkar specifically says as much in his book, Pakistan or the Partition of India. Let me say this for the sake of public record, that I have serious and several disagreements with Dr. Ambedkar. But I think on some of those issues where I think I may end up agreeing with him, is his reading of this mindset. The Islamic mindset and the origins of two-nation theory, where he doesn't beat around the bush at all. So a lot of people who wish to quote him for multiple reasons somehow don't want to quote him for his views on Islam. They must read it. And there he is very clear that this composite creature is effectively the residual product of incomplete conversion of the Hindu to Islam. That is his clear analysis. It makes abundant sense. Clearly, lighting of a lamp or breaking of a coconut hasn't come from Islam. These are native traditions which some people are finding it difficult to let go of. But with every wave of Islamization and further Wahhabization or Wahhabization and hence Islamization, that wave goes. I'll give you an example from my own part of the country. In Hyderabad, there was a point where perhaps the burqa was common, but the hijab wasn't. And you would rarely find Muslim men wearing the abaya. That's not the case anymore. You find it in the Hyderabad airport. You go to Mangalore, you'll find it. You'll find it in Tamil Nadu. Kerala has been the case for a very long time, by the way. Most people don't know this. So therefore, I'm asking myself, the visible symbols have changed. Is it your case that this is purely an external change? Or is it not the product of a change in the mindset? Then what do you make of the hijab controversy that happened recently? Could this controversy have been expected a few years ago or a few decades ago? Because our analysis is stuck in some kind of ossified time frame where we're saying this is the golden period where this syncretic creature existed. We are unable to see what happened before. We are unable to see the existence of this period in the larger context and what happened later. You at least extend the time frame and ask yourself the right questions. I think the answers would be fairly clear. Comfortable or not is a different question.